Dominica. La montaña más alta, el lago más grande, Español, Dominica. Santo Domingo. ¿Por qué estoy aquí? Contrabando. Contrabando. ¿Me quieren? Tienes problemas. Me llaman Lionel. Lionel. Dominicano. Nuevo mundo. Yo, nuevo mundo. Español, italiano. Viva España. De culo. Dominica. Dominica. Dominica.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2017 closing ceremonies. Led by directors of academics, beg your pardon, let's try that the other way around. Led by our directors of university counseling, Rick Rodriguez and Kate Cool, and assisted by grad class sponsor Alat Martin, please welcome the graduating class of 2017.
just for the record, no one told you to sit down, so please stand up again. Stand up. Okay, no, you don't need to clap. You don't need to clap. Okay, so the first thing, order of business, we're going to stand for our national anthem. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. For the students out there, you're allowed to take your blazers off for the ceremony in case it gets too warm. Yeah, here too, here too. Grade 12s too. Grade 12s, you can take your blazers off. If you're getting an award though, please put the blazer back on when you're coming to get the award. That's the rule there. Okay. You can see we put this screen up here because if you came to the last few ceremonies out here, my hair was flapping around. So head of school's protocol, that went up. So thank you to Mr. Shaw for that. So that'll make be a bit warmer in here. However, we'll get through the proceedings quite rapidly, I hope. So welcome to the closing ceremonies for the 2016-17 school year, and a special welcome to a few visitors. Chair of the Board of Governors and Old Brentonian in the class of 1979, Mr. Blair Horn is here. Current Governor Old Brentonian from the class of 1982, Mr. John McNeil is here. President of the Old Brentonians from the class of 1981, Mr. Gillies is here. And welcome also to parents, family, and friends, particularly those that have come from a long way to be with us today. Finally, a very, very warm welcome to the students of Brentwood College School. Congratulations, you made it. My next task, and it's a difficult one, is to farewell some of our departing staff members who are leaving us at the end of this school year. Residential faculty assistants, Ms. Kelly Russell, Mr. Sam Pascal, and Mr. Dave Brown, thank you for your energy, optimism, and kindness that you brought to our campus, and we wish you well. Ms. Kristen Chen returns to Ontario to be closer to her family. She has taken a teaching position at Trinity College School, and we thank her for her 2 years of service. Nurse Jasmine Thomas Brown, who I just saw leaving actually just now, left us mid-year to pursue a public health practice role in Port Hardy. Ms. Marnie Beaton retires from her graphic artist role on campus, and the publication that you see today is one of the examples of her fine work, and we will miss her. Dr. Marina Smith is on a one-year leave of absence from her assistant house parent duties in Allard House as she secures her Canadian medical certification. 2 faculty will be taking maternity leave, Ms. Lulu McCallum, Ms. Jessica Beausoleil, both expecting babies in September. September is an excellent month to have a baby. Their future Brentonians will have fellow Virgos like myself and Madison Palmer to thank. For 17 years, Mr. Rob Rose has coached our cross-country team and leaves our program in excellent shape and in the good hands of Mrs. Day Reynolds, and we wish him well. After moving from her English classroom and SAC sponsor roles over the past few years, at the end of this year, Mrs. Susan Quinton fully retires from her drama teaching and Privet House advisor roles. Thankfully, she and her husband, Jeff, will remain close to the school, and we look forward to seeing her frequenting our tennis courts. Mrs. Maggie Flynn, after 18 years of service as a French teacher, Mackenzie House parent, and head of our Learning Center, leaves us for the greener pastures of Duncan and oodles of grandchildren. Maggie has impacted a generation of Mac House girls and will forever be missed. Mrs. Lara McDonald has worked in our advancement office since 1999. More than that, along with Mr. Allpress, she founded the office. Not an easy task. Their impact cannot be measured in dollars alone, though. A better measure is that there are students sitting underneath this tent today that wouldn't be here if she had not stewarded so well our annual giving campaign. She's the proud parent of an old Brentonian and one soon-to-be old Brentonian, if Lachlan you make it. We wish her well in her new role at the Victoria Conservatory of Music, and Lara leaves us knowing that she will always be part of the Brentwood family. Finally, I guess really he has no choice, Mr. Mike Flynn joins his beloved Maggie on their new adventure. For 19 years, Mr. Flynn built the business department, particularly the experiential components, like the Entreboost at Regatta, raised the level of our hockey program by founding the Ross Cup, and last year, for the first time, winning that prestigious tournament, and coaching numerous levels of rugby, including this year's successful silver medal winning first 15 that were powered by their motto, Win for Flynn. Mike loves that motto. Mike was also responsible for starting our summer program at the school and oversaw our transition from the old dining hall to Crooks Hall. Mr. Flynn is hard to describe. When I first met him, I didn't know what to make of him, but I guess I figured out what he is. He's like creme brulee. Hard and crusty on the outside, but soft and sweet on the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Flynn. If you know Mike, he loves the spotlight. He just loves this stuff. So I now invite Mr. Blair Horn, Chair of the Board of Governors, an old Brentonian and very proud Whittle man, to bring greetings from the board. Mr. Horn.
I've got the Whittle tie on, just in case you're wondering. Yeah. So I have a simple job, and I'm going to confuse it slightly by extending the welcome I'm supposed to extend, and I'm going to add a request, if you'll humor me. Bud mentioned that the last time I was on this stage was 1979. There has been fantastic, tremendous, dramatic change here. And it has changed in almost every respect. I don't think anyone's moved the ocean or Mount Baker, but just about everything else has changed. The one thing that hasn't changed is this day. This is a very, very special day. Maybe bittersweet, but special. And on behalf of the board, we are thrilled you can join us, and we welcome you. So, on to the request. This is a simple request, but maybe not easy to execute on. The request is to the grads and their families. The request is that you somehow stay connected and engaged with the school. You've been all in since the day you arrived here. It started with orientation. It's continued. It's been grit and joy and everything good, everything bad, and everything in between, every moment of the time. It's been the parents all in. The day parents here are here all the time. The parents who are close are here. The parents who can't be close are video streaming, watching races, watching awards. They're all in. And the reason I say this simple request may be hard to execute on is you are moving on to the next phase. And that next phase, you'll be all in. And then you'll be all in on whatever follows that next phase. And it's hard to stay connected with the school. And so the request is, if you can somehow figure out your way, and I'm not talking about fundraising here, I'm talking about connection and engagement. If you can somehow figure out your way to stay connected with the school, over generations of classes that follow you, we'll have a stronger, more robust, more exciting program than we have even today. So thank you, everybody. Welcome, and enjoy your day.
It's my pleasure now to introduce Olivia Bass, who has a special presentation to make. Olivia.
At the beginning of the year, the class of 2017 set a goal to establish an Endower Bursary Fund in our names, which would provide financial assistance to a student each year in perpetuity. Many parents have provided support to this fund through their annual giving donations. Thank you so much to all you for supporting our initiative. Students have also been fundraising for this class fund all year. I am proud to tell you that through our efforts, we have raised $10,000. Adding to our contribution to the donations from parents, I am absolutely delighted to announce that we have collectively achieved the goal of raising $100,000 to establish the Class of 2017 Fund. This means that, as of September 2017, there will be a student in every school year who receives financial assistance from the Class of 2017 Fund. This legacy is our parting gift of thanks to Brentwood and our perpetual link to future Brentonians. Dimenu Imenam. On behalf of the grad class of 2017, I would like to present our contribution to the Class of 2017 Fund to Mr. Clayton Johnson, Director of Admissions.
So in your program, we have once again included some information on all major components of school life, and I encourage you to review these highlights. Today, though, I'd like to share 3 observations that I've learned this year and that will stay with me for some time. First, personalization inside a community of shared values. Over the past 40 years, a major trend in education has been to personalize the learning experience for each student. Over that time, teachers have tried to better understand the students sitting in front of them, what makes them tick, what buttons to push, not treating them as a one-size-fits-all approach, but seeing them as unique and distinct learners. So what does that mean on the ground? An increasing number of IEPs, or individualized education plans. Our teachers are focusing on differentiating their instruction, not in one lesson, but in all lessons. As part of this personalized focus, teachers are looking at alternative assessment strategies, not just traditional pencil and paper tests, but also group projects and oral testing to really seek better student understanding. Life at Brentwood probably has become more gray over time rather than black and white. Each person and each event has a unique set of circumstances, and that will guide our best course of action. This drive towards personalization has led to more programmatic choices at the school. So Mr. Felix graduated in 1977. He's celebrating his 40th reunion this summer. I know he looks much younger than that. So in 1977, when Mr. Felix was at the school, there were 12 athletic options. Today, there's over 20. In 1977, there were 7 art options. We have over 40 today. Academic options He had 12 courses he could choose from. Today, well over 40+ courses. So this movement to the buffet-style learning experience may be excellent in some ways. However, we need to Brentwoodize the experience, and it must be nested in a foundation of collaboration, connection, and community. To make this communal magic happen, we have to give up some of our individuality. So yes, we have a dress code. We have start times and finish times for events. We have Saturday #1 inspection. We have assembly and advisor meetings. And we even have the very popular 7:15 p.m. sign-in. All of these encumbrances are carefully crafted, though, to facilitate a shared community-centered activity that deepens relationships across the campus and across all spectrums, from head of school to the grade 8s, from Sarah Hall to John Queen. We are all members of the Brentwood family. Our challenge today and going forward is to navigate that line between the individual and the community, my interests and our interests, or me and we. So that's a challenge we look forward to taking up again in September. Number 2, humility. A key strand of our DNA is a fierce sense of humility. Yes, of course, we're proud of our accomplishments in many aspects of our school. But what's more important is how we talk, and even more importantly, how we act in good times and bad times, when we're up and when we're down, and when we win and when we lose. This is becoming an even greater challenge, as Michael Patrick Link points out. He's a professor at the University of Connecticut, outlines in a recent article sent by my father to me. My father sends me lots of articles. Teaching humility in the age of arrogance. So let's face it, today the loudest voice in the room usually takes up the most oxygen, and the world is getting louder. As a result, the quiet, reasonable voice is drowned out in our rush to the volume meter. Perhaps most poignantly, Link points out the importance of intellectual humility. Recognize our own fallibility, realizing I don't really know as much as I think I do, and owning our limitations and biases. We can all picture that person, the know-it-all, that person that has read, heard, and knows more than you, who is always taller, smarter, stronger, busier, fitter, and better than you. In his book, Not Everyone Will Understand Your Journey, Zero Dean, and yes, that's his name, first name is Zero, sums it up best by saying, comparison is the thief of joy. We have received some critique, often by our biggest supporters, that we should market ourselves more aggressively, that we should climb to the top of Mount Baker and tell everyone how great we are, that Brentwood is the best-kept secret on the West Coast. Again, while we are very proud of our school, our past, present, and our future, we must tell our story with a fierce sense of humility so that the thief of joy doesn't rob us of our core principles. Finally, gratitude. I made a very public statement at the beginning of this year that I need to be more grateful for those around me and for the life I get to live. At times, perhaps too often, I forget this. When I've had a tough day, when things aren't going my way, I find myself in a tricky situation. Fingers are pointed, blame is shifted, and responsibility is abdicated. This is a constant battle that I intend to fight each and every day so that I can remember how fortunate I am. So today, I'm very grateful to our parents and families who have entrusted us with their children. So think about that. We are sharing responsibility, day student or boarder, with developing the next generation of thinkers. That's pretty cool, but it's also pretty awesome. I'm grateful to our staff. Their unending reservoir of passion, patience, and poise constantly lifts our students to new heights. They have a 7-day-a-week schedule. teach on Saturdays, and are always there for our students. I'm grateful for our students. There are 540 unique stories that are written every day on our campus. Draft after draft are penned, and constant feedback is given by our staff. This part looks good, work on this bit, or start over here. The final product is sitting in front of me today, and I trust they will take with them fond memories, a quiet confidence, and a wee bit more gratitude. For me, I feel I'm the luckiest person on this planet. I get to visit classes. I get to chat with staff. I get my shirts ironed. I work with an amazing admin team. I get to witness incredible concerts and spectacular galleries. I get to travel to see our athletes compete, see our managers elevate the experience for everyone around them, have cookie break with our students, learn from a world-class board of governors, walk on this magnificent campus, eat amazing food, and be part of this fantastic community. So Brentwood, thank you for allowing me to be a passenger on your journey, and I can't wait to do it again next year. Thank you very much. Alejandro, not yet? So actually, you come up here, you can stand over here. You can stand over here. I can only boss him around for a few more moments here, so you can stay here. So I now invite Alejandro Godin Gonzalez, head prefect, to the podium. As a lifer and the youngest of 3 old Brentonians, Alejandro, in my 20-plus years of education, is at the top of the leadership list. His balance between immense drive and kindness is remarkable. His positive tone took us through some challenging times this year. He can now rest assured that he leaves Brentwood in a better place than he found it. The ultimate compliment I can give to a school leader. I, like all the staff, will miss him and have unsuccessfully looked at ways of keeping him for another year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium your head prefect, Alejandro Godin Gonzalez.
Good afternoon, family members, friends, staff, faculty, fellow students, Brentonians, and graduating class of 2017. As Mr. Patel just mentioned, this year I had the greatest honor of being Brentwood's head prefect. And I want to start off today by saying thank you to each and every one of you who believed in me and gave me the opportunity to serve the school. Part of being in my position requires meeting a lot of people that want to know a lot about the school. And this year I found out how many questions I got asked over and over and over again, the same ones. And one question in particular, which was, what is the one thing that makes Brentwood so special or great? I hate this question. Not because I don't think Brentwood is great, but rather because it is impossible for me to find the one thing that makes this place what it is. As greatness is not one thing done to perfection, but a lot of small things done right consistently. After digging deep down to find the right answer to this question, I came to one conclusion only. And it is something that Valentin Eisenberg, a one-year wonder student from Germany, told me before he left Brentwood last year. The thing about Brentwood is that nowhere in the world is there another place like this. What makes this school so special is not only our tripartite students, but our very tripartite teachers as well. It is Mr. Smith's dad jokes during a derivatives unit, and Mr. Bryant teaching us how to survive university halfway through a class on acids and bases. It is the maintenance staff decorating our campus according to the season, and our cafeteria staff making ethnic dinners and going out of their way to include everyone that is here in the school. It is the SAC, Spark, the Beat, and all the other student-run groups and events. It is our beautiful oceanfront campus, and the fact that you don't have to go anywhere to do anything you want, or you don't even have to text your friends. You can just walk over to their house and go do whatever it is that you love to. It is the people you meet from all over the world, and the family-like relationships that you make with your friends in less than a year. And for all of that and much more, that I couldn't fit in this speech, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to the supporting staff for always being there and going above and beyond. Thank you to the faculty and teachers for passing down your years of wisdom. In some of your cases, many, many years. Thank you to the admissions team and parents, because without you, none of us would be here today. Thank you to the students for making this year one of smiles, success, and emotion. And thank you, Brentwood, because I gave you 4 years of my life, but you gave me a lifetime of opportunities, friendships, and memories. I would also like to, not yet. I'd also like to personally thank my house parents, Shem, Mr. Wismer, and Mr. Sullivan for their leadership, and also Mr. Patel for your mentorship, and all of them for never expecting from me less than I expected from myself. And lastly, to the most important people in my life, my family, a huge thank you to my brother, who is here today, and my sister, Mariana, who unfortunately couldn't make it today. Ever since I can remember, I aspired to be just like you. And I can honestly say that even though we get compared a lot by our friends, and usually I win, I could never be who I am without you. And lastly, thank you to my mom and dad who are also here today. None of this would have been possible without you, and I hope that you know that everything I do is to make you proud. Now, I think I can speak from all the grad class that today will be a very bittersweet day in our lives, and like Mr. Horn said, a very special one too. It is crazy to think that today is the last day that we set foot on this campus as students, and although it is now time for us to leave our Brentwood family, I can confidently leave, knowing that it will always remain in my heart, and that it will be left in good hands with the grade 11s. This year, one of my biggest goals as head prefect was to say something meaningful during the assemblies. And so, de manu and manum, I'd like to leave you with the top 3+1 things I learned at Brentwood. Number 1, life is a game of inches. Sometimes stress can take over our lives in this busy place, doing everything that you can. But I encourage every one of you to take things bit by bit, because if you remember that the most important moment of your life is the very next one, big tasks will seem like small tasks. And as Al Pacino said in Any Given Sunday, live life 1 inch at a time, because the inches we need are everywhere around us. Number 2, the best things in life are on the other side of your fears. Get out of your comfort zone and take risks. I mean, especially here, we have so many opportunities that there are nowhere else. And before you know it, it is your last term at school, and you regret not trying so many of them. So as Will Smith once said, forget security, live for experience. And number 3, be like Kirk. For those of you that don't know, Kirk is Mr. Newfield's son. This one is especially for the soon-to-be grade 12s that are sitting over there, but not exclusively. A few months ago, Mr. Newfield told us a story about once when he asked Kirk what he wanted to be when he grew up. And Kirk quickly responded, I want to be Kirk. Just like him, focus on who you want to be more than what you want to be when you grow up. And if you find that who, then you'll find that what. Now, the most important thing by far that I've learned at Brentwood is that it doesn't matter how bad you want something, how much you're willing to sacrifice for it, or how much others encourage you to do well. At the end of the day, if you don't do anything, no one else is going to do the work for you. I can give you my top 3 things I learned. Your teachers can tell you the way. Your parents can show you the way. But if you don't take action and go get what you want, it will simply not happen for you. But if you do, that's when you'll notice a change. Thank you, Brentwood. See you later.
You sure we can't keep him for another year? We'll see, we'll see. Thank you, Alejandro, for those words, mate. So we're now into the prize time here at the closing ceremony, so I can invite to the podium Ms. Cheryl Mertland, Director of Academics, to take us through all the subject prizes, and we're going to do it this year by grade. Ms. Mertland. You can clap, you can clap. There you go, there you go.
Yes, I am a lot like Mr. Flynn that way. I did remember my glasses today, though, so we should do better. Good afternoon, everyone. In a tripartite-focused boarding school, our students have the opportunity to engage in academics, arts, and athletics while learning to live more independently under the guidance of caring adults. The school year has a rhythm to it that oscillates between relaxed study and then cramming, and practices and intense competition, rehearsals, and then award-winning performances. At the end of June, we have occasion to recognize contributions and excellence. However, this is a small glimpse into the many successes that took place this year. Last week, we were able to acknowledge the accomplishments of many students during our internal awards ceremony, and those names are printed in the back of your program. Today's occasion allows us to present subject prizes. These are awarded to students by their teachers to recognize excellence in both achievement and approach to learning. For many courses, teachers find it difficult to recognize only one student. The names of those in the runner-up position will not be read during the ceremony today, but they will be made available in the next few days. We are combining the presentation of awards this year, so the subject prizes and the heads academic, athletics, and arts awards will be also presented, as well as special awards linked to courses. These will be presented alphabetically by grade. For students, the subject prize, heads awards, and special awards winners will be announced, and you're asked to make your way to the stage to be presented with your prizes. And then after receiving your award, please proceed down to the amphitheater for a grade picture taken by Mr. Fletcher, and then you can return to your seat. We're going to begin with the grade 8 prizes. There are no heads awards at the grade 8 level, so it will be subject prizes that are presented. I will call the subject winners to the stage to be presented with their book prize by Mrs. Patel. So ask her to come up, and then to shake Mr. Patel's hand. Please hold your applause until each group of student names has been read. So we'll start with the grade 8s. Rohin Arun, English 8. Olin Dahlstrom, Science 8. Jamal Kennedy, Math 8. Dylan Kruger, Core French 8. Megan Kruger, Fine Arts 8. Callum McAllister, Social Studies 8. Jack Napier, French Immersion 8. Abby Sullivan, Physical Education 8. And Charlotte Wright, Innovations 8. As the students continue to make their way to the stage, it should be noted that the 8s are looking forward to a restful summer. I don't know what the odds are of attending school in a wheelchair or on crutches, but I think this group of 26 went above and beyond to set new records. They supported each other through injury and surgery and set the example that kindness is important every day. Congratulations to our grade 8 winners. We will now continue. No hug? No hug? No? Okay. Just asking. We will now continue with grade 9. And thank you to Mrs. Patel, and I will call Mr. Doler, our head of science, to please come forward and help with the presentation of the grade 9 award winners. In grade 9, Kenya Bontkus, French Immersion 9. Yuen Kai, Math 10, and the Hugh Brackenbury Plate awarded to a student who has demonstrated excellence in external mathematics competitions. Santiago Castillo, 21st Century Studies. Reese Fogner-Ruckus, Heads Athletics Award. Jasleen Gruel, French 9 and Heads Academic Award. Didi Olatumbusin, Socials 9 and Heads Academic Award. Pedro Pinson, Heads Athletics Award. Sarah Richards, English 9, Math 9, Science 9, and probably no surprise, the Heads Academic Award. In the program, you will see a synopsis of the academic highlights for the year, detailing many adventures and innovative projects undertaken by the grade 9 students. These are our grade 9 winners. Thank you to Mr. Doler. We're continuing with our grade 10s, and I would like to call Mr. Hernandez, our head of modern languages, to the stage to assist. For grade 10, Jaylyn Barth, English 10, French 10, Science 10, Heads Academic Award, and Heads Arts Award. Jacob Bossi, Spanish 10. Jay Adoman, Marketing 11. Ian Grabber, French 11. Lulu Jama, Global Studies 11. Caden Kuntz, Socials 10. Robbie Crissel, Heads Arts Award. Long Lee, Mandarin 10. Emma Manzuk, Design 11, Software Engineering 11, and a Heads Arts Award. Gemma O'Malley, Science and Ethics 11, and a Heads Academic Award. Iana Pena, Beginners Spanish. Also in the program are highlights from successful seasons in sport. A provincial banner in basketball received the most attention province-wide. However, the number of teams that accomplished greater success than what we had seen previously at Brentwood is what stands out. The athletes who traveled to Ontario for rowing nationals also came away with hardware and an experience that will be a marker for their high school career. The robust athletics program is a testament to the dedication of our grade 10 winners. I'm sorry, I missed a grade 10 winner. Tuchuku Ayaduaino, the Heads Athletics Award. Sorry, Tuchuku. Okay, for grade 11, I want to thank Mr. Hernandez for doing the grade 10s and then call Mr. Collis, our head of English, to the stage. Our grade 11 winners, Julia Broccoli, Heads Academic and Heads Arts. Bruno Chan, Heads Athletics. Glory Chima, Spanish 12 and a Heads Academic Award. Crawford Crooks, Heads Academic. John Edson, Spanish 11. Griffin Faulkner-Ruckus, Heads Athletics Award. Kuslin Gabatar, Mandarin 11. Will Hardy, Heads Arts Award. Cara LaBelle, Heads Academic Award. Lanny Lacouve, Entrepreneurship 12. Ron Manosuti, Beginner Mandarin. Olamide Olatumbason, Heads Academic and Heads Arts Award. Vanessa Pang, BC First Nation Studies 12 and Heads Academic Award. Nairi Paulus, AP Seminar and Heads Academic Award. Casper Pollen, Heads Athletics Award. Hannah Richards, English 11, Physics 11, Heads Academic and Heads Arts Award. Julia Schack, Biology 11, Pre-Calculus 11, Socials 11, Heads Academic Award, and Heads Arts Award. Hannah Strasden, Heads Arts Award. Sierra Tanner, Civics 11. Noe Terasambasat, Financial Accounting 12. Nathaniel Ward, Heads Academic Award. Mark Wheaton, Chemistry 11, Heads Academic Award, and Heads Arts Award. Another section of the program highlights the diversity in our arts program. We have students participating in more competitions and qualifying at the national level for some of them. The development of live streaming has allowed more of our parents to be able to share in the events hosted on campus, making everyone seem not so far away. These are our grade 11 winners. Now to continue with our grade 12s, I want to thank Mr. Collis and call Mr. Neil Robinson to the stage, our head of social studies. Derek Anderson, Heads Academic, Heads Arts Award. Chelsea Anthony, Heads Academic. Chidima Ayadayuna, Heads Athletics. Delaney Barth, AP Human Geography, the Ruth Bull Prize for Excellence in English Literature 12, and the Heads Arts Award. Charlotte Bebb, AP Psychology. Kate Broer, Heads Athletics. Antonio Carraza, Heads Arts. Holly Collis Hanford, Heads Academic and Heads Arts Award. Taylor Columbine, Heads Athletics. Mitch Crompton, AP Computer Science Principles, AP Calculus. Gemma Ells, Law 12, and the Judith Mason Award for AP Studio Art. Priya Flanagan, Heads Athletics. Romy Geisbickler, AP European History. Alejandro Godin Gonzalez, AP Macroeconomics and Heads Arts Award. Michael Green, Heads Arts Award. Cavi Gruel, Chemistry 12, Pre-Calc 12, and Heads Academic Award. Aidan Hepburn, AP Art History. Cole Hickey, Heads Athletics Award. Dina Ivanova, Heads Academic Award. Zaid Kasim, Heads Arts Award. Kate Lauman Wallace, the Nicholas R.B. Prouse Award for History 12. Ender McDuff, AP Comparative Government and Politics. Hannah McNeil, Foundations of Math 12. Afis Muhammad Ali, the Andrew Rami Award for the combined top score in 3 grade 12 sciences, which he took at the AP level, and Pre-Calculus 12, for a student pursuing post-secondary studies in engineering. David Munoz, Arthur Privet Prize for excellence in English 12 and French 12, as well as a Heads Arts Award. Natalie Poon, Heads Arts Award. So Young Ra, Mandarin 12. Sarah Rosen, the Jerry Pennells Prize for Biology 12, Writing 12, Heads Academic Award, and Heads Arts Award. Kaylee Sparks, Geography 12, Heads Academic Award. Liam Stevens, the Bruce Tate Award for Physics 12, Heads Academic and Heads Arts Awards. Kyle Van Wiltenberg, Heads Arts Award. Tasman West, Heads Athletics Award. Andrew Will, Heads Arts Award. Bethany Woodbridge, Heads Arts Award. As someone who has the privilege of working with our talented students, I must take this moment to recognize the adults who work here and contribute to creating a special learning environment for them. Teachers are the obvious recipients of gratitude, and it is well deserved. At the same time, there are over 200 adults who care about your child's experience every day, from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. Please join me in thanking this incredible group of adults. And to do it all over again, those are our grade 12 winners. Congratulations.
Have passwords on them. It takes a while. So I'm going to move on to our major annual awards, or special awards now, and I invite to the podium Mr. Felix, who graduated 40 years ago today. Just want to remind him of that. 40 years ago today, Mr. Felix.
I often have to remind Ms. Patel I'm way bigger than he is. The most nervous people in the tent today are Mike and Maggie Flynn, and I'll tell you why. When they told us they were retiring, I said I would have the last word on closing day. I have the honor and privilege of recognizing the first 11 of our major awards. I want everybody to understand that even though we're recognizing a small number of students today, much of the joy that we get as educators is working with every student here. And it's often the students that start with some real challenges that may not get recognized today that are often our most favorite. So please keep that top of mind as we recognize these exceptional students. The Hogan Memorial Shield is for a grade 8 student or students whose citizenship is unquestionable and whose leadership potential is couched within a positive personality. We have two runners-up, Didi Olentamboso and Yale Handler, and the winners are Reese Fognarukas and Keaton Heisterman. Maggie, could you please come up and help us, please? Sorry, Sue Quinton, could you come up and help us? My mistake. Is Sue here? Sorry. My fault, I was supposed to ask Sue up as well. Reese is a multi-talented artist and athlete who has immersed herself in our school programs. Whether she is choreographing her own dance or playing on the senior girls soccer team as a grade 9, she is all in. And Keaton has achieved an academic average of 92%, plays in the wind ensemble, is a valued member of the debating team, runs on our track team, is a basketball player of severe promise, and I'm just tired describing what he does. Well done, you two. The Davis Award is for a grade 9 student or student whose impressive academic effort is complemented by a strong co-curricular contribution. Our two runners-up are Georgia Guthrie and Sebastian Cook, and our winners are Sarah Richards and Torrin Kaiser. Sarah achieved a 97% academic average, sings in the concert choir, plays in the string ensemble, is the goalkeeper for the junior girls soccer team, and is a very, very nice young woman. Torrin is a dynamic athlete in both rugby and track, a skilled debater, a creative and thoughtful artist, an excellent student, and a bit mischievous, I must say. He spent a bit of time in my office earlier this year. One of Mike and Maggie's plans for the first year that they're retired is to drive across the country. So Mike, Maggie, I passed the hat around the staff room, I got a few bucks together, and we bought you both earplugs. The Brentwood Trophy is for grade 8 students with an outstanding degree of selflessness indicated by a strong desire to serve the community and the school as a whole. Runners-up are Veronica Chenrick and Sebastian Miranda Cerda, and the winners are Lulu Jama and Robbie Crissel. Lulu injured her knee last fall, unfortunately, so as a result was not able to participate in competitive sports. She simply immersed herself in debating the wind ensemble while dedicating herself as well to her schoolwork and rehabbing her knee, and she will be ready to get back on the sports court next September. Plenty of grit in this young woman. And Robbie is a dedicated academic, a highly competitive rugby player, an award-winning photographer, no surprise there, a talented student in theater production. In fact, a lot of people think he runs the theater, Mr. Armitage, and he enjoys a high level of respect from his students and teachers. Well done. The Mackenzie Award is in honor of David Mackenzie, who refounded the school here in 1961 and was the head of school from 1961 to 1976. And it is for the superior academic in the junior school. And just listen to these numbers. The runner-up is Gemma O'Malley with an average of 96.7%. And the winner is Jalen Barth with an average of 97.4%, and that might go up after exams are marked. Well done to both of you. Jalen loves to study. I wish that had rubbed off on me when I was in high school. She's equipped with an agile mind, incisive thinker, and she's also an exceptional debater and a very creative artist. Well done. Mike and Maggie, be nice to your kids, because they are going to choose your retirement home. The Eaton Family Award, established by Lynn Eaton, who was chair of our board from 1996 to 2001, is for grade 11 students who show integrity, initiative, and an appreciation for the opportunities provided by the Brentwood College Tripartite Program. The runners-up this year are Julia Shack and Mark Wheaton. The winners are Hannah Richards and Olamide Olatambosan. Hannah's been in musical theater, the yearbook, the concert choir, the strings ensemble, and in her free time, she's an avid outdoors athlete who has managed to achieve a 96-plus average. Olamide often accomplishes in one day what many of us would take 3 to do. An exceptional student, an accomplished dancer, gentlemen, dancing is great for your sports, a yearbook contributor, a musician in the wind ensemble, a provincial silver medalist in rugby, and a provincial champion on the basketball team. Well done. Thank you, Susan. And Maggie Flynn, if you could join us on the stage, please. The Michael Apadowitz Memorial Award is for male graduates who carry a courageous spirit of adventure and a strong self-belief through a wide range of interests. The runners-up this year are Derek Anderson and Kyle Van Wiltenberg. The winners are Michael Green and Nauman Katak. Nauman was the captain of Privet House this year, and he led the house ably. Quiet but effective, he has been able to generate a great deal of pride and spirit amongst the Privet men that has been appreciated and admired by all of them, and there may be some good news for Privet House later, I'm not sure, we'll see, you never know. And Michael is a true Brentwood character. He's fun-loving, he's a free spirit, but this belies a deep talent and love for the arts, especially in musical theater and acting. And he has led the arts this year as the assistant head prefect with both humor and enthusiasm. Well done to both of you. There's an old proverb that says a retired husband becomes his wife's full-time job. Good luck, Maggie. The Kathleen Bryan Memorial Award is for female graduates who, in her response or their response to Brentwood, ultimately demonstrate a respect for the feeling that close, meaningful relationships form the basis for personal growth and development. That's one of Brentwood's DNAs. The runner-up is Natalie Poon, and the 2 winners are Tira Cassie and Caitlin Cormie. Caitlin is a superb academic, captain of photo, a good rower, although she unfortunately was injured this year, and most significantly, a person who is highly respected for the care and attention she invests in all of her relationships. Tira has led Hope House this year with skill, compassion, firmness, and humor. Ms. Hedquist says she could take over my job tomorrow. She is a young woman who is not afraid to tackle the difficult challenges, but is so well respected that when she does so, she gets remarkable results. Well done. The George Killey Award is in honor of George Killey, class of 1964, who was a benefactor of the arts and, of course, has been a great donator to the school through our theater, and is awarded to the graduates whose aesthetic sensibility inspires others. There are no runners-up, 2 clear winners, Sasha Honcharova and Andrew Will. Humble and self-effacing, and above all kind, Sasha has quietly and with determination refined her artistic endeavor in a variety of mediums and with outstanding results. She is the best kind of leader, full of quiet humility and integrity. And Andrew has entertained us since he arrived at the school here and pulled us along on his journey. He is a complex thinker, passionate, articulate, and he inspired the next generation of Brentonians, to dig deeper into their artistic abilities. Well done. The Ken Creer Memorial Award in honor of Ken Creer, who was the first student to be enrolled in Brentwood in 1923, so he's a little bit older than me, according to Ms. Patel. It's for a graduate whose athletic endeavor inspires others. 2 runners-up in Danielle McDonald and Peter Lancashire, the winners, Kate Brewer and Santiago Guadarrama. Kate is the president of the SAC, where she's done wonderful work, and obviously an outstanding athlete, a key member of the volleyball team, a powerful soccer player, and a couple of years ago, provincial rugby champion. Kate has served the school very well indeed. And Santiago has been the brains, and at times the brawn, on the silver medal winning Rugby First 15 this year. Equally notable, perhaps even more so, has been his leadership in getting our students to support our teams and take their sports seriously, but also enjoy them immensely. Well done. The Callan Family Award is for a male and a female graduate who are loyal, enthusiastic, buoyant citizens, caring for the community and keen to do well academically, athletically, and artistically. The runners-up this year are Tori Bester and Aidan Witts. The winners are Seo Young Ra and Liam Stevens. Mrs. Mays uses the Jamaican expression to describe Seo. She's little, but she's talawa, which means you don't mess with Seo, basically. Seo has been the girls' captain of the rowing program in the boathouse this year, earning 6 medals in her career, 2 golds, 1 last year, 1 this year, and has been a superb contributor also to the yearbook and has worked very hard on her academics. Liam has a 96% average, plays in the jazz band, was a member of the dance program, was a lead in Mary Poppins, and a leader in outdoor pursuits. Mr. Snow simply describes him as this: he gives everything, he asks for nothing. Well done, Liam. final award today that I have the privilege of awarding is the Bruce M. Hicks Public Service Award. It's awarded for a student or students who, through their action, has done more to ameliorate the conditions of disadvantaged individuals or groups as based on the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Two very worthy winners, Yasmin Gruno and Mitch Crompton. I would describe Yasmin as a citizen of the world, and she is prepared to leave Brentwood and make a difference for those who are less fortunate. Open-minded, caring, considerate, Yasmin does not shy away from narrow-mindedness, and indeed seeks to help others understand that we are one people sharing one world. According to Mr. Neufeld, Mitch volunteers for everything, here and at home. His community-minded and inclusive mindset has made a difference here at the school and in the broader world. He's also the captain of our silver medal winning First 15, proving that in his uncompromising style of play, it is better to give than to receive. Thank you very much. Thanks,
You want Mayor Shepard? Mayor, Mr. Felix, I know you're getting on in age. Yeah, you've got to help get on in age there. And now invite to the podium Deputy Head, Mr. John Allpress.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to call on Lara MacDonald, my colleague in the Advancement Office, to join me on the stage to present the next few awards. Lara, it's quite impossible for me, in a sentence, to capture what this woman has contributed, but I ask you to give her a big round of applause for all she's done. The Peyton Trophy, awarded to the outstanding citizen in recognition of a strong contribution to both arts and athletics. The runner-up, Tegan Curtis, co-winners Nancy Meow and Enda McDuff. Enda's going to get to the stage first. From Maple Bay, proceeding to McGill to study political science and economics. He's on the senior boys basketball squad that won the BCAA provincial championships, and his involvement in the arts is in musical theatre and debate in Model UN. And Nancy Meow. Have we got Nancy somewhere? Thank you. We'll get a photograph anyway. The PAL Cup for a graduate with an outstanding degree of selflessness, indicated by a strong desire to serve the community and the school as a whole. The runner-up, Dina Ivanova, co-winners Olivia Bass and Olivia Peterson. Olivia Peterson coming to the stage first from Canmore, proceeding to UBC to pursue kinesiology. She's provided outstanding leadership in Allard House, in addition to which she's contributed 100 hours of community service. Olivia Bass from Duncan, proceeding to University College Dublin to pursue medicine. She is the president of our graduating class. For a graduate who's encouraged a love of scholarship through either personal attitude and achievement or assistance to others. The runners-up, Delaney Bath and Hafiz Muhammad Ali. The winners, co-winners, David Muno and Linnea Monroe. Linnea from Gabriola, proceeding to McGill to study life sciences. She's the house captain of Allied, captain of the Brentonian yearbook, and captain of robotics. David from Saudi Arabia, proceeding to McGill in arts to pursue economics and political science, co-captain of debate and Model UN. Two very fine students, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. The Holmes Cup for a graduate whose outstanding citizenship exemplifies care for the school and the wider community. Outright winners, ladies and gentlemen, Kiara Andrews and Gina Barali. Kiara coming to the stage first from Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, proceeding to Queens. She's captain of Brentwood's peer counseling group. And Gina from Nanaimo, proceeding to UVic to pursue science, especially he's going to be biochemistry. She's captain of Brentwood's environmental action team. Congratulations, girls, and thank you. Mary Brooks Law Award for a graduate who shows promise, strength of character, and personality. Co-winners, Sarah Ford and Aidan Hepburn. Aidan coming to the stage first. From Phoenix, Arizona, proceeding to McGill University to pursue arts. He's captain of Ellis House and a member of the first 15 squad that were the silver medalists at the BCAA Championships. Sarah's from Whistler, proceeding to the University of London to pursue drama. She is the house captain of Mackenzie House. Congratulations, Sarah and Aidan. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. McDonald. It's now my pleasure to call on Mike Flynn to present the balance of the Senior Citizenship Awards. Mike. The Andrea Pennell's Cup for a graduate who exemplifies empathy, compassion, optimism as a global citizen, steward, and leader of integrity. An outright winner, ladies and gentlemen, Toria Edwards. Toria is from Tiburon, California, proceeding to Georgetown University's Walsh School of Foreign Service to pursue international politics. She's the assistant head prefect academics. She leads the academic council. So if your sons or daughters have been getting peer counseling, that's the student initiatives, and it's her council that operates it. Thank you, Toria, and good luck. The Yarrow Shield for a graduate who displays, in addition to scholastic and athletic excellence, stability and strength of character, together with a willingness to serve. The runners-up were Cole Hickey and Enda McDuff. Co-winners today, Chidima Ayaduino and Kate Lauman-Wallace. Chidima coming to the stage first from Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, proceeding to the University of Calgary to pursue biomedical science. She's the captain of Alexandra House, captain of the girls' basketball team, and a member of the girls' senior soccer team. Kate from Victoria is proceeding to Harvard to pursue liberal studies in science, a member of the girls' senior four that won the gold medal at the Canadian Secondary Schools Championships recently. Both women, in addition to scholastic and athletic excellence, have demonstrated stability, strength of character, and together with a willingness to serve. Thank you, girls. The T. Gill Bunch Cup for a graduate who displays, in addition to scholastic and artistic excellence, stability and strength of character, together with a willingness to serve. Outright winners, ladies and gentlemen, Antonio Carraza and Holly Collis Hanford. Antonio from San Jose del Cabo, Mexico, proceeding to the University of California, Davis to study aerospace engineering. Captain of Rogers House, but possibly more important, he's led us in song and a fabulous guitarist. Harley's from Cobble Hill, proceeding to UBC's Fine Arts program to pursue acting. Captain of musical theater, Mary Poppins in Mary Poppins. She's been in 6 musical theater productions, 5 as a lead role. 2 exceptional contributors, ladies and gentlemen. Holly has an academic average of 95.33. Antonio has an academic average of 95.17. Fine scholars. Fine scholars who've served us so well. For the Ducks, the Butchart Trophy for the leading academic scholar in the senior school. Runners-up, you've heard a couple of who are in the ranks, not far behind them. David Muno with a 97% as a runner-up. So is Sarah Rosen at 96.5. I'm going to give you, Derek Anderson, a mention too at 96.33. Extraordinary pressure on this man at the top. Kavi Gruhl, 97.5. Kavi's from Nanaimo. He's proceeding to UBC to pursue science. Has anybody worn UBC? Congratulations, Kavi, on your leadership in academics. And finally, the William T. Ross Trophy for a graduate who displays outstanding leadership, stability, and strength of character, together with a willingness to serve. An outright winner, Alejandro Godin Gonzalez. Alejandro is no stranger to this stage. His influence has been felt and conveyed by many who've worked closely with him. When I asked his house parent to capture those impressions, Liam Sullivan responded, Alejandro has won the respect and love of his peers, not because of any of his many accomplishments, but because of his character and selflessness. He will be missed. Congratulations, Alejandro.
Thank you, Mr. Alprest. Thank you, Mr. Felix, as well. The valedictorian is selected by the grad class through interviews and some presentations as well, and I'm very, very proud to introduce this year's valedictorian, Mr. Andrew Will.
Though I'm sure there's some of you who look at me and think, little man syndrome. Won't believe me, I had no expectation of actually being the valedictorian. In fairness, I believe I proved my way with words by bridging the 12-inch vertical gap between myself and Emma Frisch in grade 9, but who am I to bear the responsibility of summarizing 4 years of experiences? Naturally, I had my doubts. could I send off the graduates, my classmates, teammates, and best friends with the words they so deserved? And most importantly, could I channel my inner Shanti McMaster to lighten the mood while still receiving my diploma? The feat seemed nearly as insurmountable as eradicating Xander's name from Yik Yak. Or more impossible still, explaining to Alex Bajanski without crayons that euthanasia has nothing to do with young people in the Eastern Hemisphere. Thankfully, I must admit, I'm positioned comfortably, as I gotta tell you, it feels familiar having Alejandro go first on closing ceremonies. Reflecting on the memories that will become our glory days, I recall so many unique experiences, so particular and central to the Brentwood journey. In this relatively minute segment of the school's history, we've witnessed so much, perhaps too much, depending on how often you venture along the Millennium Trail. We've seen unforgettable welcome back dances, Java Hut performances on both ends of the American Idol talent spectrum, and showcase hockey games that taught us valuable lessons, such as how to lose with dignity. Or that with Michael Flynn as your head coach, everyone wins when bearing witness to the usage of legendary adages such as, "Don't question the program," "Turn and burn," or my personal favorite, Lombardi time. We've seen incredible athletes like Cole Hickey, who broke backboards with his dunks and friendships with his apparently endearing goofy demeanor. Or Aaron Shulga, whose possible Division II basketball status should not come as a surprise if you've seen his summer training video. We've been uplifted by Santiago's poetic sports announcements. We've been uplifted by the hundreds of calls to the stage for the Junior D volleyball team in their 36th place finish in the Mill Bay Invitational. And we've been educated on the detriments of gambling. I'm not actually sure about that last one, but when you're woken up by Mr. Felix shouting, "Roll the dice" at assembly, all you can really do is guess. Not to be forgotten, of course, are those who excel in academics, who through incredible amounts of grit, determination, and lack of interest in social affairs, make Brentwood stand out the way it so often does. Such as Toria Edwards, who used her brain power to achieve things of a caliber that her short, baby legs could not parallel on the sports field. I was truly elated to learn that she's going to be studying politics at Georgetown next year, as I know it will help progress her metamorphosis one step closer to her final form of Hillary Clinton. Another honorable mention, of course, goes to Cabby Graywall, who impressed so many ladies with his academic average, but tended to ruin his chances as soon as he let out a laugh. Unbeknownst to many, we actually witnessed a recession on campus during our time here. Not an actual financial pullback, of course, but I'm almost positive Mr. Bryant's hairline has shifted back a few inches. In seriousness, we know that the Brentwood journey is undoubtedly one of blood, sweat, and tears for not only the students, but for all who contributed to the monolithic effort of making sure we made it here. If I were to list every member of faculty, every house parent, every member of staff who helped us make it here, then statistically 6 of you would perish from heat stroke. So, in an attempt to captivate who we are and the gratitude we feel, I decided that spoken word poetry was the best way I knew how to pay homage to my classmates. The grads of 2017. An indescribably unique group of people whom I would put no one above, whose brushstrokes of diversity painted a community of achievement, of acceptance, of love, converging here together after traversing our own varied adversities. And although our brushes are destined for different canvases and us to our respective universities, we still leave behind our own masterpieces. The memories and evidence of our cross-culture, cross-campus connections, the echoes of music, muses of poems, lines of existential contemplations to isolated introspections. We were instructed to determine our desired destination, then use this education to write our own directions, but didn't realize until our dying days of high school that moving forward presents its own sombering contentions. That Brentwood's class of 2017 will have a 0% rate of retention. That by opening the doors to university, we must close off the ones to this section. That in greeting summer 17, we must bid adieu to so many, leaving me to stand despite preparation with throat tight and hands unsteady. All year, I knew this day was coming, but this goodbye is no comparison to my prediction. A pill so hard to swallow, I would do anything to delay its prescription. But even as I speak, I know that however desperately I strive to yearn with wishes meek, to at least slow time's relentless drive, I'm reminded of the bleak morality it imposes onto things that even are not alive. That even the words I speak cannot for eternity survive. That with every word spoken, I reduce the multitude of those yet to arrive. So no, I will no longer reminisce on our time spent, essays written or formulas derived, on moments shared, connections made, our collective experience of being young and alive. I will look to the future, our chosen destinations to which we will arrive, propelled by all those here who supported us, prepared us for when this opportunity would arise, who helped with everything, who crossed our T's, who dried our eyes, who pushed us to work to our knees and outstretched the hand to help us rise. They co-inhabited the campus, shocking us when we realized that when you live amongst your teachers, you learn they're people too. That to your surprise, they can become much more. Parental figures, role models with characters fit for idolization. So when you leave this place, to accomplish your desires, continue chasing your dreams with that same courageous desperation to do what I know you are all capable of. Please retain, if any part, these final words of my recitation. That you, my classmates, fellas, friends, and everything between now only have 2 tasks remaining in terms of Brentwood's expectations. Stay true to you and make us proud. Best wishes on your travels, good luck, and wherever it is, I know you'll reach your destination. Thank you.
Wonderful words, Andrew. Thank you very much. The second last task of the day is a much anticipated one by the students. The Interhouse Trophy. I can ask Ms. Hall to come to the stage to make the announcement. And just as a reminder, when the winning house is announced, the inter-house captains from the boys and girls house and the house captains from each of those houses, please come to the stage. Thank you. Ms. Hall.
Thank you. No peeking. Just have a seat. Have a seat. So, Interhouse is a combination of fun, fierce competition, and house pride. Whether lip-syncing your favorite song or boiling a pot of water over a man-made fire, dribbling the ball, or recalling the most obscure facts, house pride remains the foundation of this competition. Before I announce the final scores, I want to thank you all for participating and making this year's Interhouse one of the most competitive years we've seen. It is without a doubt that my sports captains are largely responsible for this successful year. The point difference between last place and first place this year is 7. 7 points between 4th place and first place. And despite Ms. Chung and Mr. Wismer and Nurse Decker's repeated attempts to get the scores, I will reveal them to you now. Finishing in 4th place with 226 points, Alex Whittle. Finishing in 3rd place with 228 points, Rogers Allard. In 2nd place, drum roll please, with 230 points and an outstanding effort, Hope Privet. Meeting in 1st place with 233 points, Mac Ellis. Could I also please ask that Mr. and Mrs. Flynn make their way to the stage? As this is a special year for Mackenzie Ellis, could Mr. and Mrs. Flynn please come to the stage to accept this award with your house captains and sport captains?
Inner house doesn't really matter around the school, it doesn't mean much. So the final act is the passing of the torch from this year's leaders to next year's leaders. So if I can invite the SEC members, the current SEC members on stage, please. As they're moving on stage, I want you to join me in thanking this group for they've conversed, teamed up, debated, disagreed, and led our school through the 2016-17 school year, and I thank them for their service, and I think we should all thank them for their service as well. Thank you. Oh, thanks for joining us, Nelma. You can stand right here. So as tradition dictates, the final act of the closing ceremonies is to announce next year's student executive committee that is made up of head prefect, assistant head prefects for academics, arts, and athletics, and ex officio members to the council from the BEAT, the Brentwood Environmental Action Team, Student Activities Committee, or SAC, Spark, graduation president, and house captains from all 8 houses. So beginning in April, we invited students in grade 11 to think about leadership roles. We talked about it in assembly multiple times with the entire school. Once they applied and they had to be endorsed by their house parents, the students and the faculty were polled in early June. Senior leaders, including house parents, met and reviewed the data, and then recommendations were made to my office. Making the final decisions is never easy when it comes to these things. And I thank those that have put their names forward, and that is the first step in already leading the school for next year. At this time, I'm honored to announce next year's SEC members. So the protocol is, I'm going to ask one of the current SEC members to step forward I'm going to announce next year's SEC member, if they could come to the stage. Embrace, there's a gift, obviously, a parting gift for you here, and if you can just move off the stage then after that. Everyone got that? Okay. Now, before I do that, all the major winners, after this, we all meet down there, so people with the trophies would meet in the amphitheater here. Mr. Fletcher will take some pictures of the entire group. There'll be a picture of this year's SEC group with me, next year's SEC group as well. So there's some formality that needs to take place after this closing ceremonies is completed. All of the major winners need to return their trophies to the innovation area or the old academic block area, okay, where the IT is. So, without further ado, if I can ask Gina Borelli to step forward with the beat. Hence the beat, yes. So 2017-18 beat captain is Rebecca Sanders. Okay, Olivia. Olivia is our grad president. This is a position that's selected by the grade 11s, the incoming grade 11s to grade 12 through vote. So next year's grad president is Flora Handler. No, there you go. Flora is taking the long route because she likes all the attention. Congratulations to Flora. The SAC, if I can ask Kate Brewer to step to the stage, please. Kate was the SAC president this year, or captain. Next year's SAC captain is Megan Adams. Tell them to head off stage. Leave stage. Not you guys. You guys, once you get the switch over, just, yeah, sit down then. Go back and sit down, yeah. You have to get a picture first. You two have to get a picture first. Kate and Megan. Interesting, these people are strong academic students. Keira Andrews, a Spark. Next year's Spark captain is Morgan Woodbridge. Now it's time for the house captains in alphabetical order. So Alex House is first, Chidima. The Alex House captain for next year is Aidan Martin. Allard House is next, Linnea. Move over this way, Linnea, maybe. Come this way a bit. There you go, good. Allard House captain for next year is Sophia Galvin Peterson. Ellis House, Aidan Hepper. Ellis House captain for 2017-18 is Mark Wheaton. Hope House, Tira. The Hope House captain for next year is Vivian Fang. Mackenzie House. Sarah Four, thank you. Next year's Mackenzie House captain is Andrea Moritz. Privet House Bleed Blue. Nauman. Privet House captain for next year is Olamide Olatimbusan. Rogers House, Antonio Caraza. Rogers House captain for next year is Dylan Campbell. It's interesting that two of the SEC members next year are triplets, so Dylan is one of the triplets, so I can't tell you apart now, so I'll just call you Dylan from now on. It used to be Brady, but now it's Dylan, so. Whittle House, Andrew Will. The Whittle House captain for next year is Will Hardy. Now the three assistant head prefect positions. Assistant head prefect for arts, please, Michael Green. The assistant head prefect for arts from next year is Anna Morera. Santiago. Assistant head prefects for athletics next year is Sean Griffiths. Academics, Toria. This was a tough one. So we're actually going to put two people in this. Unprecedented, but doesn't matter, I get to make the decisions. So there are two people that are going to be the assistant head prefect for academics next year. Crawford Crooks and Julia Schack. Congratulations. So finally, get a picture there first, guys. Get a picture. Crawford. Finally, the head prefect for 2017-18 is Oliver Wilson. So at the conclusion of the ceremony, just a reminder that all the major award winners, make sure that you go down to the amphitheater for trophy pictures, etc. Next year's SEC, make sure you meet me down there as well, and this year's SEC needs to be down there as well. All trophies are to be returned to the old academic block and the Innovation Center. We invite you to join us for tea in Crooks Hall, and as head, I officially close the 2016-17 school year. Can you email me that? Can you email me this? That's yours. That's yours. You want it or you want to leave it? Well, email it to me.